Hey guys, welcome back. Few changes coming down the line here really shortly. It's I'm going to be going into the veterinary field, the medical uh, science field for animals. Most of you already know that. So, um, I'll be working at vet clinics and things like that, and uh, recovery uh, hospitals for animals and things like that. And we had a meeting today with administration expert and a couple veterinarians and a couple other whatever they are people. And so together, working in the veterinary field and the professional field, they have over 100 years of experience combined, so they know what they're talking about. And one of the very first things one of the vets brought up, and the other one agreed with right away, is fragrances. They didn't say cologne, or they just said fragrances. In general, do not wear them to work. Uh, do not wear fragrances, they said, and that includes body sprays, heavy soaps, heavy deodorants. They even went as far as to recommend something like an Ivory or a Dove for your soap because it's light and clean, and a very light deodorant. They'd even recommend fragrance free deodorant. And I thought, well, that's weird, but then they explained why. Animals are already stressed out when they go to a veterinarian or to an animal hospital or to an animal bodega, whatever. They're already stressed out, and animals react on instinct when they're frightened. And smells, heavy smells, with their sense of smell that they have, which is quite a bit greater than ours. I don't need You don't need to be a veterinarian technician like me to to know that. Everybody knows that. Um, what most people don't know, or I don't think know, because I didn't, is certain smells will trigger a reaction with them, and they don't like a lot of colognes and uh, fragrances in general. So we're basically that's the first thing we were told really was no fragrances. So I'm not going to be able to wear fragrances to work, and it's going to be a five day, sometimes 6 day a week, sometimes seven if I have to do the veterinary emergency thing. Um, so I'm just not going to be able to wear cologne half the day, right? I'll still wear one afterwards, of course, and get a day with when I can, which is hopefully most of the days. But yes, so I got to make a few changes so I can get some videos out still and not just not do them. Um, one of the things I'm going to do is start doing Throwback Thursday, where I pick a cologne or a perfume or, and it doesn't have to be, like I said, a cologne. It can be a body wash, it can be a body spray, it can be a moisturizing cream, a shaving cream, a soap, whatever that I have some kind of history with. Um, Whether it be something my father wore, my grandfather wore, one of my first colognes, a story from a cologne I wore. I'm gonna go and do something. The only rule I'm gonna have, and it's a rule of thumb, I might break it from time to time, is I want them to be at least 10 years old. The cologne. I don't want to do anything any newer than that, unless it's a really good story. Then I will. But for the most part, it's 10 years or older that um, and I'm going to do it. Like I said, I'll do a quick day with them, real quick, and then I'll do the story behind them, why I picked it, what makes it nostalgic for me, and all that stuff. That way, I can still get a video out on Thursday without having to do a complete wearing. Um, Going to do waxing Wednesdays. I think I don't know if I'm going to call it that, but it's the first thing that popped in my head, and that's where I wax nostalgic about whatever I want. Could be a cologne, uh, football stories, rugby stories, school stories, elementary, junior high, high school, college, whatever. It could be anything like that. It doesn't have to be a super old. It could have happened. You can be nostalgic for something that happened a couple months ago. Um, you know, uh, so I'm going to do that so I can have another video out without still giving you guys content. And a lot of you guys like my stories. Not everybody, of course. I can't please everybody. But a lot of you do like my stories. I've been told that by quite a few of you. So I think this Nostalgia Wednesday thing and Throwback Thursday will be really, really fun. I'm also going to do, whenever I can, Thrift Tuesdays, where I talk about or show some of my best or my favorite thrift finds over the years. And thrifting, I'm including not just thrift stores, I'm including stuff like rack stores for cologne, uh, you know, used electronic stores, things like that. So it's not just Goodwill, Value Village, and stuff. It's going to be basically if it's secondhand or really, really cheap, I'm going to talk about it. So that'll keep the content going. So I hope you understand. Uh, if I can make a living out of doing this, I do this, and then I just do 5, 6, 7 different colognes a day, like some guys do. Unfortunately, I can't. I don't know if I'd ever want to get that way because then it becomes a job instead of a hobby. I like doing this as a hobby. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd like to have 100,000 subscribers and making, $100,000 a year out of it, sure, but it would still become work, and I'd lose the passion that I have for it because I do have a passion for cologne, of course, fragrance in general, and I love telling stories, and this is going to allow me to a lot of the times include a cologne with a story, or it's just going to be a good story. Um, and I'm not going to script them. I'm better telling stories. I might write down keynotes, and I'll tell you if I do. Hey, wrote down. But the cliff notes. It's not going to be the story. The story. I'm better off when I'm off the cuff, just rambling. So yeah, maybe that's what I'll call it. I wrote Waxing Wednesdays. I'm going to call it Rambling Wednesdays. That makes it a little better. Because it's not necessarily cologne. This is pretty much anything I want to talk about. So, yeah, I hope you understand. I have a life to live. I have bills to pay. I have food to buy. I'm fat. I got, I just got to live life. And unfortunately, sometimes life gets in the way of our hobbies. We should all have hobbies. They're good for the mental health, which I'm a big component of. But I still want to do these videos as much as possible. Now, I might miss a day here and there. Like I said, my career basically starts in about a month. So month and a half. And no, not even that. Not even a month. Yeah, November. Yeah, I start December 1st or December 3rd. So not even a month away I start. So I want to give you guys a heads up. And I'd actually like it if some of you don't give me any feedback at all. Give me your feedback on this. Do you think it's going to be you want to see that stuff? Like, do you like my stories? Like, I know a lot of you tell me you do. And it's not going to be just a story channel. I'm still going to do mostly cologne. Don't get me wrong. Even my stories, like I said, half of them are going to revolve around cologne. It's been my life for so long. It's been in my life for so long. But there are just going to be stories of stupid football games or high school parties or the time my first time I got drunk in junior high or some of them might be sad but happy at the same time, like about my cousin Davey, or I might reminisce something about my Nan or Sadie. But I'll always try to keep them upbeat. I'm not going to make them sad. They might have a sad element to them, but they're going to be fun. I want to keep it fun. So yeah, that's about it, guys. So in the next little while, I'm going to start very shortly with them. I might even start tomorrow with the Rambling Wednesdays. We'll see. But just to get a precursor to see how it's going to go, and then do Throwback Thursday. And hopefully you guys like it. Let me know. Um, I hate changing the content like that somewhat drastically, but I have to, or I won't be able to do anything with this channel. So where it's still going to be mostly Cologne, Monday, Tuesday, or it's going to be Monday for sure. Monday, Monday is going to be Cologne. Tuesday is going to be Thrift. Wednesday is going to be Rambling. Thursday, so we're still going to have Monday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday as Colognes. And in between there, I'm going to throw you some list videos and some videos random. They'll all be about Cologne for the most part. But definitely 3 out of the 7 days a week may or may not be about Cologne. Well, Throwback Thursday will be. Well, maybe not, because it could be about a soap or it could be about a moisturizer. But you know what I'm saying, about fragrance. So, because I'm not allowed to wear stuff at work no more. Or coming up. Ugh. But I get it. I understand. Makes perfect sense. Animals are hypersensitive and they're already in a feared, stressed way. You don't need to trigger them any more than they already are. You want to make them calm, not more excited. So, yeah. All right, guys. So let me know what you think. Peace, love, be good to each other, and be good to yourself.